Ta-da! Yeah, guys, we're doing it. Dang it, we're doing it. We did it. Look at this thing. Look at this. This thing. It's sliding. I don't know. Quite iffy. I haven't tasted it yet. I was going to do it on stream. I asked my daughter, I said, should I eat it and then tell them about it? She's like, nope, you've got to do it on stream. That's how it's done. And that's what we're doing. So welcome, everybody. Impromptu stream. I don't even know how I mean, I know how I'm going to wrap this into comics, sort of. I'm just going to add comics in it, but we are going to try this thing. This concoction. It was done. It was created in my kitchen. As you guys saw that video. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's weird. It's like it's one of those YouTube-y things. I can't believe it. Look what you guys have made me become. But I'm doing it. I really am doing it. I couldn't stop laughing as I was making this. And as you know, when I got the ingredients and prepped it in my kitchen, I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to film it the way I want to film it. I'm going to show it the way I'm going to show it. And there we go. That is it. You guys saw, just filmed it with my iPhone, set it up, and just edited it really quick last night. But it was actually a lot of fun to edit. That's kind of my brain. It's the same reason why I edit like the inking videos when I do the top 3 lessons, which I've learned from blah, blah, blah. Like I love getting kind of artsy with it. And yeah, it turned out to be a kind of a fun little video, but no emo trash. I'm not going to add the little side subtitle comments and all the weird, like cutting to the shot of SpongeBob saying 3 years later, like all those YouTube-isms. I'm not going to do it. I refuse. I'm going to just film it artsy and quiet. And it actually was kind of ASMR, which is something I was refusing to do, but it ended up being because the sound recorded pretty good. My son was like, did you use a mic? And I'm like, no, it was just the sound off of my iPhone. And it recorded actually pretty cool. So I don't know. We did it. I'm going to try it here on stream, but I'm going to say hello to everybody first before we actually do it. And I'm going to try and play a little background Fat Rat music, Comrade Sammy. That's for you. This whole stream is for you guys. Comics, lime jello salad, Fat Rat. Let's go. Let's do it. That's in celebration of hitting over 600 subscribers. We're at 609 right now, guys, which is amazing. I'm so excited. That's why I'm doing weird things, because you guys have helped me get this far to build my channel. Up to this point and just kind of build this crazy community. It's funny. I can't even, if you had told me this is where we would be 600 subscribers ago when I started this, I would be like, no, thank you. That is not the direction I want to go, but YouTube's going to YouTube, right? And it's been fun all the way. So here we go. Lime Jello, Comrade Sammy. Oh, what the heck? What? Okay, now what is going on with comments? Wait a minute. This would not be my stream if it wasn't. Okay, what is going on? All right, wait. We got to fix this. All right, this is going to take a second. What in the heck is going on here? Of course it has to happen weird like this. Dynamic. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, Comrade Sammy. For being first in chat, you get to have everything go crazy on you first. Okay, let me fix it. No problem. We can do this. We can do this. There we go. Oh my gosh, what was that all about? So this here and this here wouldn't be a stream like this. And I thought it was going to be ahead of the game. Okay, that's starting to look normal. Oops. One more time. Uh-huh. There, we're back to normal. The problem with having a software that allows you to do all sorts of crazy things and be really modulated is it's a software that lets you do all sorts of crazy things. Anyway, Comrade Sammy, now that we got that back, lime jello cottage cheese, let's go. We're back in business. What's up, Comrade Sammy? This is going to be a good one. And we get Fat Rat music. Okay, so let's try it. Cross your fingers. We're going to play it. I'm going to play it through a Bluetooth speaker. So I've heard this is kind of a good way to go about it. And we're gonna try. I'm gonna play it softly. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear that? Yes. This is the best stream ever, according to Comrade Sue, or it could be the worst stream ever. I'm very, very aware it can go both ways. Off topic, but I realized I never shared a recipe for the ramen with peanut butter. And Comrade Sammy, I saw you say later, 700 subs, Rocky will try peanut butter ramen. If that's what's going to happen, it might happen. I don't know if I can control it. I'll share a link to a recipe I really liked. Okay, do it. I will accept it. All right, Fat Rat. You're getting a little loud here. Cranberry Langers in the house.
This is a cranberry full of power.
What is up, Cranberry? Good to see you. I love your commentary as you guys are watching. So that video is pinned at the top of the chat. I just made it public. I actually posted it last night, but I made it public this morning. If people want to know how to make that lime jello salad, the recipe's in the description and you can watch me do it. There it is. That's it. That's my gift to the world, is the lime jello video. That will probably be the greatest thing I ever post in my life. Emo Trash is here. What's up, Emo Trash? Perfect timing, she says. Is it? Is it really? Is that really loud in your guys' ears? It's kind of bad. I'm getting like confused with all the music. Fat Rat, this. Okay, I might have to turn off Fat Rat. We get a montage too? That's right. We don't do anything halfway here. We do it 150%. We go all in. This looks like it would end up as delicious. We're about to find out. Kind of like a fruit salad or Waldorf salad, kind of, I think. It has that consistency. I'm a little nervous, to be honest, but we'll see. This is Rocky finally stepping into his ASMR career. There we go. Comrade Sammy's calling it out. Give it time. So cranberries, all, the questions continue. Is it a Jello salad? Kind of. If he had quippy captions to go over this, it would literally be just like another channel I used to be obsessed with. And I refuse to do that. One, I don't want to become that person. Two, it takes a lot of time to do that stuff. I know they have apps that help out with it, but I'm a purist. Although Jello salad is anything but pure. It looks great. Thank you for, I'm assuming that's taping cranberry langers as opposed to tapping. I did the whole setup. Yeah, that's crazy. Cranberry says, I hate it when the liquid drains down the side like that. Yeah, there was not the look of that when I was pouring it into the bowl. It's not, I mean, for who knows how this is going to taste. We're about to find out. But for presentation, for looks, I'll give this, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it like a -4. It looked kind of gnarly. I'm not going to lie. But I was referencing pictures on the internet of other people who've made this salad, and there's quite a few. And I was like, kind of looks right. So we'll see. I'll grab his link, though. He hasn't posted in forever, but he did a lot of recipes. Okay, cool. Emo Trash. Cranberry says that looks revolting. Agreed. Make this a little bigger. Or should I make this smaller? Cranberry Langer's name is always pushing the limits here. Wait, I got distracted. Did you add the mayo to it? I did. I did, and I know some people said mayo might not be necessary, but I did. I just followed the instructions. Yes. That was my favorite part of the video, was the saran wrap. Again, trying to like do a nice shot of the saran wrap, and then it got all stuck. So that cracked me up. What fresh Jello is this? John says.
He goes, what's your name? He goes, John.
It is time, John. You're here. I'm glad you went for that second plastic wrap. That was ticking me off. Yes. It's like, you know, you want to get it perfectly on there, and then for whatever the static or the, I don't know, moisture like sucked it in immediately, and there was no way I could get out of it. So pretty bad. K-pop Junkie says, don't do it. We're doing it, K-pop Junkie, and you are going to witness it. I am not eating that, John says. The texture of that will stay with you forever. You guys are not giving me much confidence. This is the encouragement I need to start the semester with. Where is Lindsay Rose? This is her thing. I'm going to give her a little bit. I'm going to catch up on the chat. I'm going to give her a little time. But if she's not going to make it, she's going to miss this. This is her fault. Looks pretty tasty, I'm guessing. I mean, it's still holding form, guys. It's been out of the fridge for about, 10 minutes now. It's still holding form. Rocky does what he wants. That's right. You've done that to yourself. Do you ever follow the people that recreate 1950s Jello molds from a recipe book? No. I might have to do that. If there's a link, K-pop, please drop it in the chat. This is opening up a whole other world to me. Maybe this is direction. Forget comics. It's all about old Jello on this channel now. You know, the sinister part of me wants Rocky to dislike this Jello salad. It might happen. I've got my water bottle ready. Oh wait. Oh no, I don't have my water bottle ready. I might have to escape here for a second. I do have an extra napkin in case I need to do one of these. But we'll see. The channel I was thinking of didn't do that. You literally almost mimicked him perfectly. Okay. How many followers does he have? I'm sure he has like about 4 million followers. I suppose since he's adding the Fat Rap music in this stream, I'll cross my finger that he enjoys it. We'll see. Tasting history. All right. Cool. I did this. Rocky's Secret. Okay, cool. Nino's Home. I'm going to have to check that out. Emo Trash. Sounds like a good channel to discover. Mo Biggs. Mo Biggs.
Better known as Mo, Big wasn't always the confident voice we hear today.
This is it. This is a super duper stream, Mo Biggs. Get ready. I hope you're ready for this. It's going to blow your mind. This is all you, Rocky. You crazy. Couldn't make the last show. My Wi-Fi was down. I'm sure Rocky the hacker had nothing to do with it. I didn't. Good thing you didn't miss this stream. It's gonna make up for the one you missed. I don't need to have that much center of attention. Really? You guys are like sending me down this path, and they're like, whoa. Like, it's okay. You didn't need to play Fat Rat. You didn't need to make the lime Jello. No, really? I kind of feel like I did. Oh my, I missed her cry for help. Didn't want you lambasting him for being a super streamer. That's right. Yeah. Is Rocky lactose intolerant? This could sideways bad. This could be bad. I'm not going to comment on that. This could be bad, though. Is that good room? I don't know. I got to get through the chat first. Yeah, like this is going to be my downfall. What's going to happen is my normal lag with the chat, and I'm going to catch up on the chat. And by that time, this Jello is going to spoil, and it's going to screw up with my stomach. And then that's it. I'm dead. Rocky the gourmet guinea pig. Oh, boy. Fat Rat sounds like bad music. Is there good music? Oh, my goodness. Now we're talking about Fat Rat here? Yes, I'm waiting for Lindsay Rose. Not really that loud. I forgot the shooting the fat. I'm eating the fat now. It's all going bad. Pure evil. This texture. I meant tapping. Oh, kept loudly tapping spoon against. Oh, gotcha. Next week, Rocky will be trying out a grain-heavy trail mix recipe he found. I've got a good granola mix that I make. Good one. It's, what's the guy? Oh, geez. The scientific cook, that guy? Alton Brown. He's got a great granola mix that I use or make. It's awesome. Lindsay's going to be sad if she misses this. She is. Yes, there is mayo in it. Some are like mayo, Jello, and no tuna. Not this time. Where is Lindsay when you need her? Where is she? This is like funeral food that makes you wish you had died instead. K-pop insists this will never melt. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any meltage here. And as you saw at the end of that video, I was like trying to shake it to see if it had that Jello shake. This one does. Maybe it was too tight in that container. This one does. But the texture did not give way. Here, I'm gonna go overhead for you guys. It's got a little bit of jiggle in it. It's got that Jello jiggle. We'll see. The anticipation's killing me here. It's killing me. Trying to get her attention. It's not going well. Okay. Trying to get Lindsay's attention. Must never eat those 1950s recipe. Repressed women lashing out at their families. Yikes. I'll link them later. They're about that. Do different books. They're about that. Do different books. Comrade Sammy's magnet fishing for attention. Rocky, I was referring to the fact that you made my chats take up the entire screen. Oh, yeah. That was just boomer time. Boomer time. I'm going to have to come up with another logo that says boomer time. Boomer the Fat. Shoot the boomer. Something. Here we go. Tasting history. The link for that. That sounds interesting. We're going to get some good links here. Nothing to do with comics. But today, I'm going to go over... I'm going to eat. And then I actually didn't eat any lunch. This is going to be my lunch. And I'm going to go over the garage sale comics with you guys too. I thought this would be a good stream to do that. Oy, oy. If he doesn't like this, he's going to feed the leftovers to his second favorite cat. Nice. Or the pig feeder lady. Maybe the pigs will like this. It's funny too, because I made my family was like, "Oh, is this dessert?" And I'm like, "Nope, we gotta wait. I gotta do this on stream first." But who knows? They might not want to after what I eat. A channel where a guy makes knives for various and sundry things. Nice. Too tight. Has that Jello shake? What are we talking about here? All right, you guys. Rocky's slapping that Jello. I wouldn't call that eating. Okay, wait. This concoction could become Rocky's chemical romance. If you need to eat enough of it, it counts. All right, am I doing this? Are we waiting for Lindsay Rose? We've given her ample time. That was a 5+ minute video at the beginning here. What are we on? What song are we in this Fat Rat playlist? We're on the 4th song on this Fat Rat playlist. Where are you, Lindsay Rose? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna eat it. All right. Here we go. She can catch the what do you call it? The replay. Are we gonna do this? I kind of feel like I'm gonna give her 1 more minute. I'm gonna go get my water bottle, you guys. So here we go. I'm going to let's play the baby kiwi video. Stallbot, that's it. Somebody give me a super chat and I will play the baby kiwi video. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give her 1 more minute. You guys can stare at this beautiful, beautiful image. Sorry, this bothers me, these little 2 pieces here. I'm going to put them over here. I like to have a clean plate. I'm going to hide it. Hide it in the shadows. No point. Okay, you guys are going to stare at this. It also bothers me that this isn't center on the plate. And I'm going to go get my water bottle because I feel like I need it. And then I'll be back. And then we're going to do this. What's up, Timmy Mello? Welcome to the party.
And the Guardians are headed to October.
We're doing this. All right, so let me get my water bottle. I will be back. 1 second. All right, that was the greatest detective hunt ever. I was like, where did I put my water bottle? It was hidden in a bookshelf, some crazy. Oh wait. Doth mine eyes deceive me? Lindsay Rose is in the house. She made it.
Roses are red, violets are blue.
Lindsay Rose, welcome. You made it. You made it to the party. Holy cow. Cranberry Langers sending a super chat for $2.50 Jello pudding. Rah, 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 rah. Thank you so much, Cranberry Langers. What a way to start this off. Perfect timing. Thank you so much for your contribution. I am overwhelmed that me eating this very, very crazy food has inspired you to do that. But thank you so much for your support. That's going to be my face in about 2 minutes here, or 1 minute. All right. Hold on. Let me make sure I got everybody before we do this. Lindsay Rose says, I'm here. We're going to do it. Taste buds are about to have a party. We're about to do this, guys. We're about to do this. This is good. I'm so glad you made it, Lindsay Rose. Here we go. Made sure to stall for you. Don't worry. You guys are awesome. Not sure if Jello or foamy pond scum. Not to be confused. In all its lime glory. That's right. Yikes. I'm going to pay you that $2.50 back. That's scary. Play the making vid for Lindsay. I can later, maybe, but I don't want to make you guys wait another 5 minutes or so. Lindsay Rose, it's pinned up in the top of the chat. Maybe in the middle of the stream I'll play it again. Who knows? But we're doing it. We're gonna do it. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969.
How do you say monkey in French?
Lime, 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 limey, lime. That's right. We're doing this. Oh my gosh. No pressure. No pressure. My dad called me away to help him with another tech thing. Oh no. We got Lindsay in here now. Hell yeah. Yes. Also the price of Jello. Perfection. Creamery Langers. Thank you so much. Calls were answered. All right, you guys. Are we doing this? I'm also counted once again. Ready? Ready. Mr. Monkey Boy is having Wendy's. Bill Cosby would have served this to the pig. This is getting worse and worse. Okay. I'm ready. Let's do this. Where is it? Drum roll. Okay, hang on a second, Fat Rat. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Not bad. It's not bad. You know, it's like what I would expect the texture. Okay, I feel like this is getting very YouTube-y to describe it. Or I feel like I'm on a cooking show. But the walnuts definitely add like a crunch. That's interesting. I like it. It's creamy. So it's like the condensed milk. Obviously the lime flavor is in it, but the pineapple comes through. I actually like this. I don't taste the cottage cheese. I think that probably just adds to the texture. And what flavor does cottage cheese really bring? This is totally one of those holiday desserts. You guys can see. Can you see? Whoa! Like the pineapples are there. Sorry, not staying on my fork very well. Pineapple there. It's a little bright. Pineapple, the walnuts. I tried to chop the walnuts as fine as I can because I didn't want big walnut pieces, and I actually like the size that I chopped it at. Maybe I could do with a little less walnut. If you like it. If you don't like walnuts, then leave it out. But it does add a nice crunch texture because I think if you didn't have walnuts in there, it'd be too mushy. But the flavor is pretty good, you guys. If you like lime pineapple, that like citrusy, sourish flavor. There's no sugar added to this. I thought the lime Jello flavor would be overpowering, but it's not. Don't make me laugh. Dagnabbit, Lindsay Rose. Well done. Well done. Rocky is getting better with the sound mixing. Nice. Just think durian. Yep. Walnuts are lovely. Yep. Again, I've seen some versions of this where the walnut pieces were bigger. I almost think I could chop the walnuts just a little bit more fine, but it's nice. I like the texture. I'm going to finish it. Well done. Well done, everybody. Here's where we are at. check that out. Well done. Put the lime in the cottage cheese. Nope, doesn't have the same ring to me. He's sitting here like it's a meal now. Even the spoon is like, get off me. K-pop ran away? Oh, congrats, Lindsay. Well done, you guys. Yeah. Would you make it again? I would make it. I would make this for some sort of like holiday party or a potluck. I would. I'm wondering if there's a way to like, it's one of those things, maybe it's just like fruit salad or fruit cake or whatever, where there's no way you can dress it to make it look prettier than it is. Kind of like you guys saw in that video. It kind of has a interesting look to it, to say the least. So there's no way to maybe it's like the shape. I don't know. But as far as the flavor, it definitely has that like holiday flavor. There we go. Mission accomplished. I affectionately call it summer salad. Yeah. I think it's just a texture thing with the cottage cheese or a protein thing. I feel like it would be too sweet if it didn't have the cottage cheese in there. This is a recipe that she gave me the link for. It's not her recipe. It's a link. And I put the, Lindsay Rose, you can drop the description again, or the link in the description again, in the chat again. But the video, the edited video that I showed at the beginning of this stream of me making this, in the description of that's on my channel now. In the description of that, I put the link to this recipe. It's big down south. I can see that. Definitely has this like southern feeling to it. Can you taste the mayo though? Can't. I think the recipe called for like a cup of mayo, and I put like a little less than a cup because that's all I had. Actually ran out of mayo, so I put a little less, maybe about 3/4 of a cup in there. But you can't taste it at all. I think it just adds to the creaminess. Maybe adds a slight savoriness to it. I don't know. It doesn't bug me at all. Lime Jello isn't that strong. I've had lime Jello like on its own, just like strictly the Jello, and I find that's too strong for me. So this is a nice mixture. I think the pineapple adds something nice to it. If you like pineapple, there's a little bit of the crushed pineapple is in it, and then you mix the pineapple juice with water and the lime Jello. It dissolves the lime Jello in it, so it's kind of like a permeating pineapple flavor in the whole thing. Hey, Rocky, everyone just walked in. What's up, Mark? Mark, I don't know if you caught it, but I tried the lime Jello, and my review for that is it's actually quite good. Quite good. It's a lot better than I was expecting it to. The texture doesn't bother me at all. It's like Jello-y, creamy, firm enough. It's not mushy. I mean, it's not like overly like mushy. It like has some like not. I mean, it does have jiggle, but it has like some firmness to it that is nice. Jello in general, isn't that really? I find Jello like too much sometimes. I was never like as a kid, I wasn't a big fan of Jello, like Jello cups or just when people would make Jello. I know kids would like go crazy for like the red Jello, and I never was that kind of kid. You can't usually in a Waldorf salad. We're not liable if you start choking. You're not. Started 37 minutes ago. My German grandma would be proud. Nice. Is it a German thing? It definitely feels like a grandma recipe, which I kind of love. That's good. Mr. Monkey Boy says he likes his version better. All right. What's your version, Mr. Monkey Boy? 1969. Did we miss that? Not a bad lunch then, Rocky? It's all right. Got my protein, got my fruit, got my dairy, and that's about it. It's actually not as much. I got my nuts, and not as much ingredients as you would think. Thumbs up for the bravery. Hit that like, peeps. Thank you, Mark. Make it for guests who don't want to come back. No, it's all right. It's all right. Now feed it to the kids. I will. It's a free for all now in my house. They can have this because I've finished it on stream. Could set it in like what are they called? Oh yeah, I don't know, maybe like muffin tins or those Jello molds. I could see that, but it has this weird. I could never mix the mayo. You're supposed to mix the mayo with the evaporated milk to make it like one liquid. And I only it still had it was a little bit lumpy. So that added to the texture. Then the cottage cheese is kind of lumpy too. And then when you add the pineapple chunks and the walnuts, yeah, whoever invented this must have been blind. Because it doesn't have the greatest visual appeal, but it tastes a lot better than it looks. Cat Appreciation Day. I'll stick with normal egg custard. We're good, John said. There's so many of the salads around. I feel like it's related to any kind of your like grandma's favorite fruit salad recipes. It has that. I've tasted fruit salads before that have like coconut in it or canned fruit cocktail or marshmallows. So I can see that all being related. They have similar texture and tastes. Mark says, now I want to try it. It's easy to make, Mark. Do it. Yeah. Which holiday? St. Patrick's Day. This would be a good one for St. Patrick's Day, huh? With the green. I could see this one being a good Christmas one. Maybe not so much Thanksgiving, but, I don't know. It has a holiday. I think the lime and pineapple have like a holiday-ish feeling to it. Jeffrey Beats is here. Jeffrey Beats.
10% bogan, 50% bogan, 100% bogan.
Just woke up. We did it, Jeffrey Beats. We ate. This is disgusting for you guys to look at. Just my finished plate here. We did it. We tried the lime green Jello salad, and it actually was quite tasty. Dare I say I might go get another piece after this stream. Is it good? It's good. It's good, man. If you like those flavors, lime, pineapple, very clear flavors you can taste, and walnuts. If you like those flavors, it's good. Like savory and sweet or something? More sweet than, it's not totally savory. More sweet than savory. But I think, it's like one of those things like when you add a little bit of salt to a dessert recipe. It's not like you can totally taste the salt, but it just kind of rounds out the flavor a little bit, makes it a little bit more deep than just pure sugar. That's what I feel like the mayo probably does. Food like this keeps the South from rising again. Saturday morning in sunny Minja. Nice. You get to enjoy the weekend. This is going to lead you guys into the weekend. Actually, I probably have to go not too soon. I can't stay too long on this because I do have I have a call I have to take in a couple hours. But happy weekend to you, Jeffrey Beats. I don't know if Australia they must have some sort of like home cooking kind of recipes like this, fruit salady kind of things that are special to Australia. Curious. Small amount of finely chopped cherries for a pinch of colored splash. That or the chopped cherries might mix with the green and turn it into a brown mess. If it were like dots of red, maybe it could make it more holiday looking. But I feel like the cherry juice would just make this look even worse. You can't really taste it, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. This is the kind of dessert Mark enjoyed as a young boy back in the 40s. Dang. Technically, but currently don't have the ingredients to make it myself. If you're talking about this recipe, the ingredients are... Yeah, it's mayo, lime jello. Who has lime jello in their closets? Walnuts, evaporated milk, and crushed pineapple. Was that it? Water. That was it. It's pretty easy. That could be it. I was thinking about that. I'm like, I wonder if it's this like food. Yes, totally. Like a wine that pairs with your meal, a food that pairs with your comics. Actually, comics and food don't go. When I went to the comic book store last Wednesday, one of the comic book stores, there just happened to have these whole packets of strawberries at the counter. And I asked the guy who was working at this particular store, I said, what is this for? And he's like, oh, somebody brought in all these strawberries. You can take one for free, a carton of strawberries for free. And I was like, oh, great. So I took one and I was carrying my comic books. And then as I was getting home, I had it all in one hand. One thing led to another, and like some strawberry juice started leaking towards the bag of comics, and I freaked out. I'm like, oh no, this is the worst combination ever. Strawberry juice and paper. That doesn't work, but luckily it didn't get on many comics. Does your prep video give the ingredients and amounts? It doesn't, Mark, but it's in the description. So click on the description in the video that's linked at the top of the chat, and it has the actual recipe and how you make it, the exact recipe that I used. So it has it in there. I didn't want to make it was more of an experiential video as opposed to here's the step by step. I'm not in the game to make food videos, guys. It's just the stupid Rocky experience thing. It's worth cleaning the plate over. It is actually. That's going to be a quote that Mo Biggs is not going to let go of. I prefer pudding to Jello, never with cottage cheese though, especially not with nuts. Yeah, this might not be the dessert for you, John. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 is a big fan of Jello shots. Nice, a little different. Hate I missed the first 35 minutes. I love Waldorf salad. This might be for you, Mark's Music Obsession. No problem. Is it a German thing? Well, they fed it to certain people. Might. Dang. Personally, I love Jello. I had no problem eating Jello for breakfast, lunch, and dinner when I got my wisdom teeth. Yeah, I've never been that. I never liked the texture or the flavor that much with Jello. I tend to hate the crusty skin on Jello. Crusty skin. What kind of Jello are you eating? Have you made lamingtons before? I don't even know what that is. That sounds amazing. What are they? Lamingtons and a good absolute Batman to go together. Let me know what a lamington is. I'm curious. The Mayo Industrial Complex has their greasy hands on all of these 40s to 50s recipes. It's funny, huh? People put mayo in a lot of recipes, and the end result doesn't ever taste like mayo. I feel like mayo is like a moisture, creaminess additive as opposed to flavor. Your grandma uses condensed milk or condensed milk. Condensed milk would be that would be interesting. What is condensed? Condensed milk. Yeah, this is evaporated milk, which is different. Condensed milk is a lot sweeter, a lot thicker. Condensed milk is great sometimes I'll put like a small spoonful of condensed milk in my coffee. They use condensed milk all the time in Asia too, and everything. It's really good, but it's a lot sweeter than evaporated milk. Mark's parents got him to eat this by telling him it's what the astronauts would one day eat on the moon. Lamingtons are great. Jeffrey, coconut and chocolate. Somebody drop a recipe. Lamingtons, that sounds good. Have to go get my dinner. I'll be back in a while. See you later, Lindsay Rose. I'm glad you were here for the tasting. Lamingtons were invented in Meanjin. No kidding. All right. Lime Jello in our closets. I mean, in your pantry. Rocky's 4-course comic supper show. Please don't push me in that direction, everybody. The juice would get all over your car. Yeah. I knew they were an Australian treasure, Jeffrey. I loved them when I had them. Nice. Comic store that acts as a community. Yeah, they don't always have strawberries there. That was the first time I saw it, but I think somebody had a excess and they brought it and they put it in there. Who knows? Is Rocky getting a fax? What is that noise? Oh, it's the there's a cleaner here. They're upstairs. It's a vacuum cleaner. Also, I was trying to fit in the stream earlier today, but she came early. Sorry. A lamington is an Australian cake made from squares of sponge cake coated in an outer layer of chocolate sauce and rolled. Wow. Desiccated coconut. Holy cow. Rocky serves only condescend milk to his second favorite cat. Sometimes Jello will get this stiff skin on the top. Ugh. Like just straight up Jello, or if you add like milk or some sort of recipe with Jello in it, I can see that. But just straight up Jello will get the skin? Ugh. Even worse. Condescend milk sounds like a narc product. We put jam in the middle of lamingtons? Wow. Here we go. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to look at that. I'm gonna have to look at that later. Partially dehydrated and sweetened milk. Yes. That's how they make evaporated milk. I think it's like some sort of process where they evaporate the water out of it, so it makes it a little bit more creamy and strong. It's also canned as opposed to fresh. Can live on the shelf for a long time. They used it a lot in the war, or countries that couldn't afford fresh milk. But it does have a very strong aftertaste to it. But they use evaporated milk a lot in desserts, sweet desserts or whatever. Milk that talks down to you as you're using it. Do you guys know the comedian Theo Von? I watch some of his stuff sometimes, and he had a really funny clip where he was saying how all these smart devices in our house, like smart refrigerator or smart whatever ovens or whatever, they're going to get so smart they're going to start talking back to you. So like when you're going to get something out of the fridge, your smart fridge is going to say, "You don't need to eat that, fatso. Put that down." So that's where condescend milk comes into play. Sponge cake dipped in chocolate and coated with coconut, Rocky. That sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. I got to look at this recipe. You can also eat lamingtons cold. John says he prefers complimentary milk, personally. So I'll like dig into the center of the Jello. Oh, with the skin? Oh, ugh. Yeah, I haven't. Again, I didn't grow up with Jello, so I don't really have that many experiences to draw on with how my Jello turned out. But that sounds gnarly. Emo Trash knows what condensed milk is. For a second, I thought Rocky's house was haunted. Those sounds like wails of the dead coming from the walls. Sorry. I was speculating what condescended milk would be like. Yes. Nice. Mark's music obsession. Yeah, let's do it. This is not going to be a cooking show, but whatever makes it fun for you guys. Okay, so we are going to go through some comics though, which will be awesome. So these are some of the comics that I picked up in the garage sale. Everybody's going to go, "Oh, wah, comics. I want more Jello." I could go get more Jello. Maybe. I could get more Jello. Maybe in a second I will. So here is one of the books I got at the garage sale was The Shadow. And this one is illustrated by Frank Robbins, who is an incredible guy. He's kind of an unsung hero a little bit. Unsung legend in comics. But look at this. Look at this weathered paper. I love this. But I love his style. I mean, this was, in the middle of like Jack Kirby, Jim Steranko, a lot of people trying to follow those styles. John Buscema, like kind of to go in that direction of what comic book art. Frank Robbins was his own guy here. He was like totally had his own style, which was really blocky, brushy, and just amazing. So he did maybe 4 issues on The Shadow, and then that was it. And who was the other artist on The Shadow? I can't remember. One of the main artists on The Shadow. Like Mike Coluto was a big artist on The Shadow. But Frank Robbins' style, I'd heard and read that a lot of people were not into it. But I love it. It's really graphic and different. And I love the way he draws his women. Great faces. Cooking with Rocky. I could see it happening. Yeah, and so these issues... Jeffrey Beat says, what a great cover. Yeah, it's awesome. Look at that. Beautiful. Shadow is such a great design with this like dark coat. I mean, he preceded Batman, right? So before capes were cool, but that red scarf, like wherever he was, you knew where the Shadow on the page was because of that red scarf. And then the 2 pistols, such a cool design. Pulp character, pulp hero. Definitely better than Strawberries and Comics. Comics, that's a gear chair. I didn't even get to see the Jello. Jeez. That's from way back. Who knows what evil lurks in the heart of men? That's exactly right. And so these issues have not been easy for me to find. So I have a list of comics, like missing comics that I always try and fill. And this one and another issue were on it. So when I saw it in the bin, I was like, "Holy cow! These are the exact issues I was looking for with Frank Robbins art." Look at this, it's so cool. Great designs. There's just a looseness to his stuff, but it was just very graphic, very different than what the popular comic artists were doing. So I feel like Frank Robbins never got the recognition that he deserved, because everybody was paying attention to the Jack Kirbys, the John Buscemos of the world. Awesome faces, great uses of shadow. Shadow, no pun intended. It's great figures. This awesome. Just the anatomy of these characters, they're all like contorted, and this was a lot of people's criticism of his work at the time. They're like, his figures look weird, they're weird proportions, but I think it's so cool. That's great. What a great image. Oh, he's got this hawk nose that comes out over the scarf. Yeah, it's fun. I would love to see original pages of this stuff. Frank Robbins he'd be kind of a cool artist to do a master study on. So great. And who could forget the like laughter? Shadow's always laughing in the backgrounds. Creepy character. Huh. Wow. That guy just died by hanging himself on his mummy wrappings. And this is, I think in the other issue I have, Shadow fights somebody and they also fall to their death. That seems to be a common theme with how Shadow deals with his enemies. They all fall to their death and he laughs at them. What a guy. So yeah, cool. I picked up this one and another issue. This is number 8. And I think the other issue I picked up was 9 out of this. Yeah, this is the other one I picked up. Look at that girl. Great shapes there. Oh, this is 7. Number 7, 8. And I think I have 9. So it was awesome to run into that. Fun stuff that you get at... you can't really hunt for this in modern stores. So only when you... happen to chance upon them at like a garage sale or an auction or used bookstore or whatever. That's the place where you find these things. So that always warms my heart when I can find hard to find books that I'm not even looking for at the time. Art looks good. Cranberry Lander says this book was really hard to find. The perfect read on the sticky dessert taste test show. I do like the skill of these older comics, less lauded. Yes. And I find like even the artists that weren't the top artists of the day were way better than some of our top artists now. Like the depth of talent was so great that the people that weren't even noticed are like better than some of the best artists now. Just the amount of talent was incredible. And so even as I get older and I discover some of these different artists that I may not have heard of before, it's really awesome. It's like, wow, how did that person not get noticed? Or how did that person not become a superstar? They're just really good. Okay, here we go. This was a fun find, Hulk Pitt. And for those of you who know, Dale Keown, the creator of Pitt, and arguably one of the best Hulk artists out there. So Pitt was his own comic creation, and he published that with Image Comics to begin with. And he just came off of his Hulk run at Marvel, and he was on Hulk for a long time with Peter David, I think, was the main writer that he worked with on the Hulk stuff. So it's kind of cool that, I don't know who brokered this deal or who connected the dots here, but for them to do a book that combined both Hulk and Pitt and then put Dale Keown on it is a pretty awesome idea. And this is, for those of you who do know Pitt, this is a pretty standard angle for Pitt, for a Pitt drawing, is like his screaming face. And then Dan Panosian was the inker on this. And Dan Panosian, if you look at his artwork now, today, is like unbelievable. He's doing a lot of covers. He actually got announced that he is going to be the next artist on a new Punisher series is coming out, which I'm very, very excited about. But yeah, he got his start off doing some filler issues and inking. And I remember Dan Panosian's work. I was like, oh, wow, it's good. But he wasn't like, he didn't blow my mind. He was just kind of in the Image Comics world, Marvel Comics world. But now, I don't know what elixir he drank, but he is unbelievable, his art now. If you follow him on social media, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, the stuff he draws is so good. So I'm very excited he's working on a Punisher story. Who knows what evil lurks in the heart of Cranberry? The Shadow Cat. No. Nice one. Wasn't that like a 1974 book? The Shadow one? Let me see. Dang it, Mark, you are spot on. 1974. Yes, that was a 1974 book. That is an old book. 51 years ago. Dang. That's a 51-year-old comic book, everybody. Oh my gosh. That's stunning. All right, here we go, Pitt. I honestly love, I mean, as good as an artist as Dan Panosian is now, and as good of an artist as he was before, I actually love Dale Keown's inks on himself better than Panosian's. That's the first thing I noticed on there. Also, I don't really like the colors on this. Steve Buccioletto. Dale Keown's an incredible colorist of his own stuff too. This feels very like of the time. This is probably early 2000s. Oh no, late 1997. So the coloring kind of reminds me of that, but still, this is what you're expecting when you look at Hulk and Pitt. Just two huge brawlers duking it out. Screaming at each other. Yeah, it's something about, like, I've seen Dale Keown inked by like Mark Farmer before. He's a really great inker. I feel like there's like a edge or like a harder edge that Panosian inks with that I kind of like Keown's artwork when it's more organic, rounder. This green almost matches the lime green Jello salad that I just ate. This is too green. Way too green. Yeah, like this stuff feels, I don't know if you guys can see it. This hatching feels a little messy. Messy to me. I'm not a big fan of the inking job on here. No offense, Dan Panosian. You are an incredible artist, but I'm not a big fan of the inks on here. It's cool. Dale Keown always draws cool hands. Dale launched his Pitt trade paperback crowdfund. No kidding. Oh, cool. Check that out. That's always kind of, I've heard that they were going to do it, then it wasn't going to happen, and now it's happening again. I have a bunch of issues of Pitt, or maybe 4 or 5 issues of Pitt here, but I'm waiting for them to like produce a whole compilation of the whole kit and caboodle. That's when I think I will jump in. Pitt's really cool too, really well drawn. Yep, that's kind of what you're waiting for. Tim Mello says, Peter David wrote this comment, RIP. Yes, he just recently passed away. I like the design of Pitt. Yeah, me too. Hulk does have some great runs. They're doing a new Hulk now. They announced he's kind of like a infected. What is it? Something like it's a different adjective. It's not Incredible Hulk. I'm not prepared. But it looks kind of interesting. And the artist is Nick Klein, who he draws a pretty cool Hulk. I haven't actually picked up Hulk regularly, but he draws a cool Hulk. I'm interested in what they're doing. But I think the biggest Hulks that I've loved are Dale Keown's Hulk, Todd McFarlane's Hulk, when he was doing the Gray Hulk. That was awesome. The Mr. Fix-It run on him, I thought that was an awesome take on Hulk. I wasn't a huge on Red Hulk. That was like during a time I wasn't really reading that many comics, was the whole Red Hulk thing. Then they did like an Asian Hulk. Yeah, then I was like, no thanks. I don't want to see an Asian Hulk. Let's see. I just want to see who wins. Nobody's going to win. They can't have anybody win. They're just going to become buddies at the end. Or draw. Was he just reading a book? There you go. I don't know what happened here. It seems like it was a little anticlimactic. But it's cool. I also have like a Pitt Darkness crossover. That one was pretty cool. And Dale Keown did his own inks on that one. This one's okay. It's all right. But it's cool. I'm glad I found it. Dollar bin, perfect. It's a thicker than a normal comic book. So more bang for your buck. You can't beat Dale Keown on Hulk and Pitt in a dollar bin. That's pretty good. Mark's Music Obsession says, I was still 5 when it was released. Turned 6 in December of 74. For Shadow. Wow. How did you know that Shadow was from 74, though? Old book and dude, Mark's Music Obsession says. Green Monster fits with the Jello dessert you had. That's right. MMO is 6 years older than my dad. Oh, man. Don't start making those calculations, Emo Trash, because that's where things get very real in life. So don't start doing that. Just don't do math. I was wondering if he was your dad then when you left to help your dad with some tech issues. Nice. Wait, we're related? You need a lot more artificial food dye to match that color green. That's right. Yeah. Help. I'm trying to comment on Rocky's chat, but I keep getting a busy signal. Infernal Hulk. Thank you, Cranberry Landers. Yes, that is the name of that new series. So it looks pretty interesting. It's kind of a new take. It's always, when you go so far different than what the character is, you kind of got to wonder. But he's got a cool, at least the images I've seen, he's got this huge scar. Like half of him is infected with something. So it looks kind of cool. Infernal Hulk, that's right. Good old Gogurt Hulk. Mr. Fix-It was cool. I liked Red Hulk. They never knew who the character was even when writing it. The more Hulk seems to go on, the more supernatural and Spawn like the series seems to go. It seems like that's where they're taking it. They did like a voodoo thing with him. Kind of more of a horror. At least the latest Hulk has gone like a horror route where his transformations were really gnarly too. Yeah. I'm enjoying an Alani Dream Float energy drink at the moment. Never heard of it. I'm not going to read that out. Amadeus Cho became the Hulk, which I saw as a race thing, but he makes more sense as a legacy character, being given the Hulk moniker because he was super intelligent. See, I kind of like the dumb Hulk. I like the brute. The Mr. Fix-It angle was, I thought they'd handled that so cool. Giving him intelligence, and also weakening him a little bit. I love that. I love that angle. But I like the Hulk smash as opposed to him being super brainy. Even in the movies when he got super brainy, it was just like, oh, okay. It's like, what's the fun in that? Like it's just something. It's like an unstoppable force, and his brain was just like down to like primal instincts. Like that's the Hulk that I kind of love. Fair enough. I was a huge fan of Amadeus Cho. It's a horrible name. Hercules series with Amadeus Cho is one of my favorite series. Really? Okay. Yeah, I never read any of that stuff. That's a horrible name, though. Amadeus Cho? Totally awesome Hulk. I didn't like that he was still intelligent with Amadeus Cho. It didn't work. How do you find these issues if you haven't read the ones around it, Rocky? The Shadow ones? Wait, how do I find them? Like, how do I locate them? Or how do I find them, like, enjoy them? Or, like, how are these issues if you haven't read the ones around it? At least for the Shadow stuff, it's pretty self-contained. Each issue is self-contained, so you don't really need to read the one before it or after it to understand what's going. And that goes back to that, like, pulp comics mentality where they're just kind of episodic, serialized stories, which I really like, actually. You don't have to invest so much time in like the backstory and all the side characters, and it's just not what the Shadow is meant to be. So yeah, but I mean, I do, like everybody else, I do like the good, deep, long stories that arc across multiple issues and deal with character development and blah blah blah. But in that particular case, at least with the Shadows, they're just more self-contained one-shots. My in-laws got me a few random comics for my birthday. They're not one and dones. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But that also can turn into the new hunt for you, right? So if you get an issue that you like and you're missing some plot things, details, there's some plot holes there, then you can start hunting for them. That's part of the comic collecting joy. That's exactly what happened with me with The Shadow. Not that I was missing plot, but I just wanted to get the run that Frank Robbins was doing because I loved his take on The Shadow so much. So that I was trying to fill in those holes and those gaps, but it has nothing to do with the story. Do I enjoy them? I do. Yeah. Hulk low-key has had the mannerisms of an intelligent villain since the Immoral Hulk era. Modernized Maestro. Yeah, I never read the Maestro ones or the Planet Hulk. Actually, that was during a time, again, I wasn't reading comics that much. All that kind of stuff. I think I just go back to what the Hulk that I grew up with, which was the Hulk smash. And then they countered that with the intelligence, with the leader or Doc Samson or Rick. Is it Rick Baker? Whatever. So they countered it with other characters as opposed to making him super smart, because it's like, if he's super smart and super strong, then he's like everything. So it's nice that he's like super strong, and the stronger he gets, the dumber he gets, and more overwhelmed and controlled by his primal instincts. Like, I love that. I think that's a cool character. In the Hercules series, Amadeus Cho takes the position of Hercules, his demigod position. He's the seventh most intelligent. See, that's like... When you start getting into ranking stuff, like I've heard people say like Squirrel Girl, that character Squirrel Girl is the like third most powerful character in the Marvel universe, or I'm like, oh gosh. Then, or like, oh, well, is Professor X smarter than Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Doom and like all these Brainiac characters? I mean, that's the fun of comics, but it's like seventh most intelligent character on Earth. Does it even matter after the first one where you rank? Like, is it that much of more of an edge or interest that you're reading a story about the seventh most intelligent character versus the eighth? You know what I mean? I don't know. You heard him? I don't know why. Oh, I know he's awake because the cleaner probably woke him up. Random comics also help develop your palate. Yes. There was a time I didn't like Liefeld. Now I look at this cover and go, wow. So there's certain Liefeld eras that I like and don't like as well. So this was in 96, right? So this is after he left Marvel, formed Image. Image, I believe, started in 91, 92. And then came back to Marvel to revamp their characters that weren't doing so well. So it was like Cap. I think they came back and helped with like Iron Man. I think Avengers too. So yeah, the Image guys were kind of coming back to rescue Marvel a little bit. I'm sure they got loads of money. So Liefeld was on Captain America, and this was issue 1. So I was like, oh, cool. This was, I found this in the garage sale. It's kind of cool. So here we go. Rob Liefeld and all his Rob Liefeldisms doing Captain America. I thought this was a weird transition so this is cool. The shield, his chest, his face. And then here his face is like almost the same exact size as this face. I don't know. It's a weird panel layout thing. And he just looked over here. Strange. So many lens flares. But it's kind of Rob Liefeld at his Rob Liefeld-est. Like him doing the Youngblood thing, but on Captain America. Now, that's what they hired him for. Not horrible. Not horrible. So setup, I don't know who that girl is. Steve Rogers doing his thing. And then Splash Shot. Booyah, Rob Liefeld. It's funny. I don't know if you guys follow Rob Liefeld at all or his art, but his bad guys, he always has these like round helmet bad guys. That's his like stock bad guy. They're like ninjas, they're like robots, but he does this like round helmety kind of bad guy all the time. Even the clouds have lens flares. But that's what you want. That's what you want Rob Liefeld to do, these like splash pages. Got Nazis. Looks like Cable, but he's a Nazi. This is Rob Liefeld. Eyeballs have like lens flares. Oddly proportioned feet. It's classic. This guy's name is Masterman. One thing you can't fault Rob Liefeld, I mean, he just has fun. He loves comics and just does the fun thing. He's always picking the fun thing to do. It never feels like overly labored, whether you like it or not. He's just a fan. Oh, there's the cat. Great cover for Captain America. That's right. Planet Hulk wasn't good, but you get good characters out of it. Rick Jones, thank you, not Rick Baker. Rick Baker is the makeup artist. The Cho version missed out on the whole concept of the tragedy of being the Hulk. It wasn't something Banner enjoyed. Okay, hang on. I gotta let my cat in. Come on. Look how flex those thighs are in relaxed position. Rob Liefeld definitely has his go-tos. He always loves this like down shot angle. Here we go. Here are the round helmet guys. Whoa, that guy got really small. What happened? He like shrunk like 40%. I mean, I get he's a shorter guy than Steve Rogers, but that's really tiny. Was he always that small? Like these guys. Classic Rob Liefeld cannon fodder. That's awesome. This ends now. Captain America. Oh, Rob. Look, everything is glowing. Everything is glowing. His glows are glowing. The shield is glowing. Muscles are glowing. Smoke is glowing. This is oddly drawn. Rob Liefeld's crazy, man. That's a crazy body position. That's the flattest looking shield there. I love it though. In all its craziness, I love it. Oh, Shorty got killed. Hardcore. Here we go. Captain America 1. Oh, look at that. Wow, that's a cool Nick Fury drawing. That's a great drawing. Nick Fury. That's what he was meant to do. That's what he was hired to do. Rob, Captain America. I wonder how many issues he did. I'll have to look it up. But this is a great cover. And if you were to put Rob Liefeld on Captain America, I would expect this. Nothing less than this. It's like Marvel's Etrigan without the forced rhyming. The forced rhyming. Whenever you make a character like rhyme in the way they speak, man, are you painting yourself into a corner. Cranberry loves the ranking. It's part of the shtick of the Hercules series. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with Hercules. I have an Amazing Spider-Man number 11 I've had since I was a kid. Happy to have it. And other random issues of the old classics. Very fun to read without the other issues. Yeah. And I think it was probably more common back then, the way comics were written at least, that you didn't have to read all the issues to understand what was going on. It was more like you could just read one, you could just pick it up randomly in the middle of a run and understand, get it, get the plot. Now plots have become overly complicated and convoluted and time travel and multiverse and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's really daunting to start anywhere in at least any of the like older titles or more established titles like your X-Men, the Avengers, and all that kind of stuff, and really get what's going on. It's super hard. I think that's why the whole Absolute series appealed to me, because it's starting from the beginning of a new world. But yeah. Speaking of Amazing Spider-Man, check this out. This one is not the original issue, or original graphic novel, because this is actually a graphic novel. What do they call them? Those like, not Treasury Edition. Dang it. What are they called? The bigger format ones, like God Loves, Man Kills. Ooh, what are they called? Graphic novels. Yeah, similar to this. This book, Hooky, was released in a similar form, or originally released in a format at this size, which is bigger than a comic book, and it's a self-contained story, but it's more juiced up because it's like, it was bigger format. The coloring, was more expensive or higher quality, and they spent more money on it. And these would come out maybe, a handful of these would come out a year. It wasn't like a regular book. But I didn't know that they had produced a facsimile edition of this. This one came out in 2012, but the original one came out in 86. So for whatever reason, they reprinted this. Look at this cover, though. And what makes this book so awesome is it's drawn by Bernie Wrightson. And he's the master of monsters, as you can tell from this cover right here. Incredible artist. So Hooky is just one of those legendary stories that came in the past. I don't own a copy of it, so when I saw this facsimile edition in the dollar box, I was like, awesome. But because it's the original format is this proportion, they had to do this funky thing to fit it into a regular comic book where there's like a really large margin here at the bottom to squeeze it into the comic book size. So whatever. Bernie Wrightson was the illustrator, so he did the colors and the drawings on it. And it's written by somebody named Susan Putney, who I don't know who that is at all. I don't know if she just wrote this one story and that was it. Look at that cool Spider-Man. So cool. And Bernie Wrightson drew like a lot of the like horror comic stuff. He drew a Frankenstein story. Just really big on horror. He was also a designer for like films and movies. I think he did a lot of designs for The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. So yeah, great monster designer. It's great stuff. I love the coloring on this too. It's very painterly. And when you have an artist kind of do the whole gamut, like he not only draws it, but he inks it and then paints it too, you just get this like full vision realized. Look at that painterly stuff. That's awesome. And then, of course, he's injecting in these crazy creatures because that's what Bernie Wrightson does. Ugh, it's so cool. The point is, he uses his intelligence in ways that you wouldn't expect, and at a certain level, it doesn't really have that big of an impact. I have several single issues of old comics, probably a short box of books from that era. Point is, he actually uses it. He uses his intelligence in a way as opposed to others. He doesn't do the planning and plotting, but he does live computations like the most intelligent working knowledge. Oh, he was a great character. The series was heavy on comedy. Okay. Shield looks cool. Yeah. There's a lot of rock and roll to that style. Yes. Don't think realistic, think surreal. Yeah. It's like kind of a Kirby mentality. I know a lot of people poo-pooed on Jack Kirby's art style. Just because they're like, oh, his anatomy's all off and his women look weird and but it was just about impact and, like you said, rock and roll or whatever you want to call Kirby style. It was just about like in your face excitement, dynamics, and sometimes you gotta, or a lot of times you gotta break the realism. I feel like comics now these days skew more towards realism. And it takes a little bit of that fun out of it, out of the surreal out of it or whatever. Look at this gross creature planet. Oh, man. Really cool. It's basically everything that I feel like they just approached Bernie Wrightson and said, hey, what kind of story would you love to do? A Spider-Man story. And he's like, I want alien creatures. Done. It's really cool. Wow, look at that. His hand has another arm growing out of it. His hands have arms growing out of it. What the? That's what you pay the big bucks for right there. Right there. Okay, here my other cat. Hang on a second. Wow, that's awesome. Look at that Spider-Man page. Hey, psst. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. Nice splash page for Captain America. I think I remember this comic. Lens flares on the eyes. Literally, yes. Rocky succumbs to the tiny dictator. Perhaps your cat wants you to try lime jello salad. Yes. Yes. Thanks, Mark. I can't help myself. Just when you see it, it's like, ah. You hear the sound effects. Look at this web that Spider-Man's shooting. That's awesome. It's very sticky, webby. Wow. This reminds me of that piece that Sean's working on with that dragon, that painting he's doing with that dragon. That's cool. I should show him this. It's awesome. You think so? Oh no, I'm not going to let you out again. I just let you in. It's like the amount of like ink hatching on this, and then on top of that he's painting. I wonder how I wonder how this production was done, if it like the lines were separated on top of the coloring. That'd be cool to see some color guides on this, or the actual production art on this. Or were the ink lines and the coloring all just one canvas? Ugh, amazing. This is Bernie Wrightson at his best right here. Oh yeah, Wrightson did that Hulk and Thing book that I looked at on stream before. I don't know if you guys remember that one. Wow, it's great. Great Spider-Man. Okay, I'll let you out. All right, hang on. So distracting. You're so distracting. What was that? Where was that? Yeah. This was the other. We looked at this one before, remember? The Hulk and the Thing. This is Bernie Wrightson too. And this is at that size, that graphic novel size. So again, drawing the creatures, painting it, very similar. I'm not sure which one came first. This one was... Oh, I think Hooky came first, and then he did this one. But same guy, same artist, same format. Pretty cool. Ditto on your Cho point, Mo Biggs. The thing was, they weren't even representing the Cho character well. They obviously were just shoving him into that role when they were doing all of that. And that's the problem when you try and claim diversity or whatever. And you kind of force it into the role. Like, if it doesn't make sense... I kind of take issue with like, oh, he's the intelligent guy. He's Asian. I mean, okay. Can cats eat Jello? I hope not. The race swap stuff in Marvel in the 2010s. Yeah, that's what it feels like. We seem to be missing a John yet again. Maybe John went to go get dinner? That is a cool Nick Fury drawing. Yes. Still really proud of you, Rocky. Legacy format? No, it was like a graphic novel format. 80s and 90s X-Men eras was the best. Tell 'em Large Marge sent ya. I got myself the last X-Men Hellfire Vigil. Cost me twice the price as normal. Will it be good? I put it off buying it for months. I haven't even dived into any of that Hellfire stuff, like with the costumes and all that. Yeah, I was kind of turned off by that stuff. X-Men is such a weird book. It's so near and dear to my heart. And I feel like most of the times I'm comparing any new X-Men to what I love so much from the 80s and 90s. And it's really hard to compare to that stuff. So it's hard to like get into any kind of new X-Men stuff. At least these days. Those clouds on that splash page were gorgeous. Yeah. Kirby had bad anatomy. He did. But what is good anatomy, right? He's drawing comics. I love Kirby's anatomy. Some great art in that comic. Cosmic horror. Yes. That poor number 2 cat fighting for Rocky's affection. Blissman Ray never had a chance. I love the art when they show Spider-Man in action. Yeah, me too. Makes me want a cat. Careful, Lindsay Rose. You know what you're getting into. I had never been a huge Spider-Man fan until I read some classic ones. They were great. Yes. And I think they're releasing... Oh, goodness. They have some great artist editions out there, like Romita's Spider-Man. And I think there's this other artist named Ross Andrew who drew Spider-Man. Really great. Romita is one of the best Spider-Man artists. Obviously, Todd McFarlane was one of my favorites. Spider-Man's great. He is one of my favorite comic characters. Great colors. As my dad never used to tell me, with Wrightson, you can't go wrong, son. That's a good one. You can't go wrong with Wrightson. He's incredible. Tiny we are. I think people I think dogs what have I heard? It's like dogs think humans are God. And with cats, they think they are God. And that's pretty true. Cat's helping me burn off my Jello. Yeah, I blame being 30 minutes. Yes, I agree. I didn't get your large margin joke. I'm sorry. Is Jello that hard to burn off? Oh, I don't know. Not a fan of this Crisis Infinity cover. Mark Music Obsession says, well, me neither, but this artist, this is one of Todd McFarlane's early jobs, was on Infinity Inc. So it's funny, everybody know Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn, one of the top comic book artists of the last generation, one of my favorite comic book artists, especially his run on Spider-Man and Spawn and Incredible Hulk was legendary. He was just incredible. But it's fun to see when he gets started because he's pulling like a serious George Perez feel on his stuff. George Perez being one of DC's, I mean, he drew for Marvel too, but I liken a lot of George Perez's best work with his DC stuff. And this reminds me a lot of his work in DC, where it was like a million characters in a crowd, tightly drawn, and a bunch of like high vertical panels, very much George Perez influenced. So it's funny to see McFarlane doing his McFarlane thing, but with a George Perez stint, lean in this work. I think he was just trying to figure out who he was as an artist and looking at one of the best at the time. So this is pretty cool. McFarlane is the penciler on this. I don't know the inkers. Montano and Dezuniga. So yeah, don't know. I think he's just a guest penciler. I don't think he was a regular penciler on Infinity Inc. But it's cool. It's cool. It's really poppy. Definitely feels like Teen Titans, Crisis on Infinite Earths. Let me get that and you guys can compare. So this came out in '85. Crisis in Infinite Earths came out in probably a little later than that. Oh, 85. So this is what was hot at the time. George Perez's stuff was hot. But, you know, he was one of the greatest at the time. You can see the similarities in what McFarlane was looking at and Perez. Is that clean? I mean, not clean, but focus. It's not focused. There we go. But just look at just the panels, the rendering, the shot selection, and like the multiple characters, how details drawn. Very similar what McFarlane's looking at and how he's drawing his stuff. It's just I always feel like with George Perez stuff is like just jam-packed with detail and characters. And maybe that was a necessity because it's Infinity Inc. I think is a big team. Like these really long vertical panels too. That's such a George Perez thing. Like this kind of stuff. Very much George Perez. So it's kind of funny. This kind of thing is totally George Perez with like those planets. Like this. It's totally George Perez. Oh yeah, and then George Perez also did Teen Titans. So yeah, I mean, it's almost like one for one copy right here. So I love it. You know, it's like, and then Todd McFarlane became who Todd McFarlane was. So it's cool to see this snapshot. And you can see some McFarlaneisms already in here. But it's just cool to see this snapshot of his career. That looks like a McFarlane drawing right there. It's solid. It's solid. If you had told me this was McFarlane, I'd be like, really? I can't see it. But after knowing that it is, I'm like, oh, I can see some. Yeah, I don't know how long he was on this run either. I'd have to look that up. But it's a lot. It's a lot of drawings, a lot of characters, and solid stuff for a buck. At the time, it came out $1.50. Wow, bargain. Todd McFarlane Infinity Inc. issue. All right. I love those McFarlane runs. Love Spider-Man. Yeah. You don't adopt a cat. You're selected to be subjugated by an emissary of the Cat Hive Collective. Yes. They don't have family. They have staff. Absolutely. Yeah. You guys can hear that vacuum. Sorry. Mark. Web of Spider-Man #1 was also 1985. That was a good year, eh? That was a good year. Stir Up Discord was an intentional pun regarding Lindsay's Jello dessert. Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right, cool. Couple more here. This was cool. Sketchbook. Joe Casada sketchbook for Spider-Man One More Day. So One More Day was like a storyline that Casada wrote and drew. And this is kind of cool. I didn't even know they had this, but it's a sketchbook just showing his like black and white process, both pencils, inks. So good. Sorry, that noise is really loud. I can totally hear it. But this is great. Like, you don't often get to see Joe or Casada's rough stuff, so I'm always a fan. It's funny though. Let's look at what is this? Here. This is why I'm kind of disappointed with his current book, because I feel like the choices or where he's going artistically is kind of stripping away everything that made his artwork awesome. So speaking of like realism and anatomy and perfect anatomy versus cartooniness, this is a perfect example right here. Like, this is Casada's newer stuff, right? He's working on this series for Marvel Knights, The World to Come. And I mean, it's solid, but it's really flat in my opinion. It's like too referenced. And it just it's a little boring. So you look at like this kind of stuff. Like this kind of stuff versus this. Same artist. I mean, decades later, but same artist. But just look how dynamic that is. It still has some realism in it, but it's like so cool. And I feel like he pushed the lever too hard in the realism. Like, that's not exciting at all. It's supposed to be this like intense, impactful moment. But it's kind of boring. The color's also pretty muddy too. Like it's kind of boring, you know, versus that's so awesome. So like, whoa, I want to read that. What's going on here? So that balance of realism versus, like, look at that. It's great. This is pencils versus inks. So yeah, that's why this left me a little flat, this World to Come. I think issue 3 is coming out soon. I've picked up 1 and 2. Issue 3 is coming out soon. And if I'm going to flip through it. And if it's not changing in tone from these first 2 issues, I'm not going to continue on, unfortunately. This is awesome. Look how dynamic it is. You know, powerful, exciting. I'm happy One More Day is being drowned out garbage idiocy. I despise that comic so much. Everybody hates One More Day. Dang. Lindsay Rose, is this a different reference? Not One More Day, but One Day More. Is that a musical reference? You can tell me on the side. If that's a musical reference, that's after my heart right there. Everybody hates One More Day, apparently. Happy One More Day is being drawn out. This is when Marvel started going downhill. Yeah, not critiquing the arc, but the story, character, anybody worked on it. Honestly, the art was fine. I mean, this stuff's cool. This stuff's awesome. This is where he had that. He was already going a little bit more realistic by One More Day, but still had a great sense of cartooniness. And that's when I think Quesada sings, is when he does both cartoony and realism and mixes it well. Look at that. That's bananas good. Look at that. Holy guacamole. Like, there's some real anatomy thinking going into it, but it's also exaggerated and dynamic. I love this. Give me all the process. Give me all of the process. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Look at this tube. Even this tube into Aunt May's face. Look at that. This huge sweep into it. It's like realistic, but it's not, you know. There we go. One More Day sketchbook. Nice. I mean, yeah, but they were doing better art to sell their garbage character choices. Tell Lynn's the story and see if she still likes it. Okay. There we go. One More Day sketchbook. Here's the last one. This is actually good timing. So both of these issues were next to each other in the box as I was flipping through it. And I gravitated towards this. I was like, whoa, pencil cover. It's called Director's Cut. It must be a artist edition or like a penciled edition or something. So I opened it up and looked through it, and lo and behold, Jim Lee art penciled edition for this issue, which you guys know I'm going for it every time. Every time I'm going for it. So I don't know about this issue at all. And I but the pencil I'm all for. I'm going to plunk down for it. So it's great. And then this issue, the actual issue was next to it too. So I bought both of them. So it's cool to kind of compare between the two, the inked and the pencil. Really cool. Process is amazing to see. Did my headphones go out? Can you guys hear me okay? So yeah, this is awesome. Love it. Love it when they do it. I always wonder, like, what makes them decide, whether it's just maybe the popularity of an issue, what makes them decide to go full on, you know, we're going to release a penciled version too. This was kind of crazy. I thought my pages were stuck together wrong, but they came up with this very odd way of including a poster sized image. Like, was it really worth it to do this, guys? I almost tore the book. But this is kind of cool. It's kind of a cool, epic Superman image right here. Here they just did it like a 2-page spread, which makes a lot more sense. Oops. Can make sure you can see this in the light. But anyway, it's great. It's what you would expect with a process book. I guess because this was an issue 1 for this storyline, Superman Unchained, they knew Jim Lee art would get people excited to see. Very curious of how well these processed versions sell. I know I'm buying one, so. But I was lucky enough to find both of these next to each other, so it's awesome. I love seeing like how it starts off and what the finished product looks like too. It's great. Great Lois Lane. I always felt like Jim Lee was better on team books, but his Superman's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool rendition of Superman. That's cool. When they go to that page. Oh, that's cool. It's a totally different feel right here. Then with all the colors, his eyes glowing red, he's underwater. That's cool. This is the page. So that's kind of cool. This face, and here's how it ended up colored. I wonder who the colorist is on this. Really loud in my ears. Who's the colorist on this? Sinclair. This is the same guy this is the same team from Hush, the Hush 2 book that we are looking at, that is current. Same team. So it has that dream team kind of feel. It's like Jim Lee on pencils, Scott Williams on inks, Alex Sinclair on colors. Yeah, it's great. So that panel, wow, that looks cool. I love that pencil panel. Oh, they even do the epilogue in black and white. Interesting. And then this director's cut comes with like the script. I don't know if you guys are ever interested in reading the scripts that go into comics. I'm like so. It's kind of neat. But I'll usually read like a first couple of pages and then I'll be done with it. Some covers. Oh, look at this Bruce Timm cover. That's cool. That's really cool. Bruce Timm, the creator of the Batman the Animated Series and Superman Animated Series and Justice League Animated Series. That's awesome. Oh, one of my faves, Jose Garcia Lopez. Nice. Neil Adams, Jerry Ordway. These are all great artists. Cool. All right. So that was the last of the, I guess they included some process stuff here. That's weird. Just to get this poster in, they had to insert this like cardstock backing to create this lip here. That's such an odd production choice. I don't think if that was I don't think that was super necessary. But it was awesome to find this anyway, because I wouldn't have even known it existed. And it was great to get both the finished version and the director's cut version together. Jim Lee, yes. Yeah, we can hear you. Superman chain art. I can hear you. Everybody can hear me. Nice. I like some of what they could have potentially done with Superman following Superman Unchained. I don't even know what the premise is of Superman Unchained. So I'll find out once I read this. When Jim Lee did Superman Unchained, it was after a break of him not doing DC stuff. It was a momentous thing. Oh, okay. Nice. Well, they kind of went all out. So that's probably why they did a director's cut too. But it's a good team. I mean, you got this team on a book. They're going to make it look good. And this came out in... poster. Oh. 2013. Goodness gracious. That was 12 years ago. 2013. And then they're coming out with Hush 2 now, 2025. And the quality is still top-notch. So great to see them kind of hold that consistency. Is that a vacuum cleaner or air raid siren? Vacuum cleaner. The new power Superman gets was less powerful from his normal power set, though. Bruce Timm cover looks gorgeous. Absolutely. I think it had potential, what they were trying to introduce. For later, y'all. What is this? Oh, okay. About Hush. Okay. Nice. So these were the comics. Check it out. We're going to do this. Do I have time? Let me look. I have time. Let's do this again. Let's see if we can make this work again. All right. So first book was The Shadow, number 8. Second book was Hulk Pitt. Third book was Captain America number 1, the Rob Liefeld Captain America. Fourth book was the Hooky, Bertie Wrightson Hooky Spider-Man. Fifth book was the McFarlane, early McFarlane Infinity Inc., number 21. Sixth book was One More Day Sketchbook. I don't think that one's getting any votes based on your guys' commentary. And the seventh book was Superman Unchained, both the director's cut and the regular book, if you want to include that in your favorite book. So let me know what you guys think in the chat. Give me your favorite book. Don't give me multiples. Give me your favorite book of the group that we did, and I'll start logging those in. We will do, yes, Mark, we will do the Flame. Oh my gosh, what happened here? Of course it's crazy. We will do the Flamed. No? Why is that crazy? Yeah, that's why. We will do the Flamed X as we did last time. Okay, so that means I need to make that font bigger. So as you guys write in the chat, I will once again try and fix. Is that better? That looks too small. Why is that so small? Do that. Nope. It's always going to get small. So try and make it bigger. Did that work? Okay, I'll start logging it in anyway. Hooky, Cranberry Langer says Hooky. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 for Hooky. It's better work. There we go. Nice. Mo Biggs says Hooky. That's 2 for Hooky. All right. 2 for Hooky. Mark's Music Obsession also says Hooky. Wow, Hooky's running away with it. This is great. I wouldn't have picked that. Lindsay Rose missed some of them. Unless we're voting for which books get thrown in the fire. What is the heck? No wonder. No wonder. We're in, no wonder. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. This one is... unless we're voting for which book... I just did it again. Gets thrown in the fire. Then I vote one more day. How does it taste? Mothy? Does it taste good in butter toast with a little pepper? What did I miss? Oh, the moth. Gross. Moths are cool. Superman Unchained looks cool. Jeffrey Beats. All right. Superman Unchained. That is 7. I need like Jeopardy music. One grandma said was supposedly an invasive species. Focus, emo trash. Focus. Which book? Which book? Moth to moth on a summer salad is greater than moths, Lindsay Rose says. What do you think, emo trash? Anybody? Anybody else want to throw in your votes? We got 3 Hookies, 1 Superman Unchained. Timmy Mello says Superman Unchained as well. Okay. Looks like it's between those 2. True. Superman seemed cool, Lindsay Rose says. All right, we're tied up now. Superman Unchained, emo trash. This might be you. Say Captain America because the art style intrigued me. Nice. Captain America number 3. Okay, awesome. I like the curveball. But emo trash doesn't care beyond that. Nice. That's cool. So Shadow's out, Pulp Pitt's out, Infinity Ink's out. One more day sketchbook. Nice. That's cool. Spider-Man, Hooky, and Unchained. Spider-Man, Superman. Oh my goodness, I'm getting hungry for some more Jello. Or food. Maybe food would be a good thing. I don't think I can just sustain on Jello. Who goes it? Who goes this gentleman here? Like Mark's Music Obsession walks in with like a mustache. I'm gonna give 4 for Big Boy Burgers. Let's pretend Shant's here to vote for Hooky. Mobig says. I love it. I give A for effort there. I give an extra vote for effort right there. Spider-Man, Hooky. I wonder if I was thinking if I kept doing this vote and we got this working well. It's kind of clunky still, but if we got it working well, I wonder if I should whoever the winner is of that week ends up being the thumbnail. Because I pick the thumbnail randomly on what books I pick up that week, but if you guys had an influence on that thumbnail, because I can change thumbnails retroactively, Maybe we could do that way. But this thumbnail has the lime Jello in it, so I don't think I'm changing that because that's pretty epic. But maybe in the future, my Wednesday comics, I might do that. I might make the thumbnails whatever is the winning book based on what you guys vote for. Hello, fellow voters. That's right. The photo was my friend Keith, who passed away last July. That's. I remember you saying that, Mark. That's really sad, but a good tribute to him. I don't. Are we supposed to believe Mark has a second line in his house like the chief of police Brody and Jaws? Oh, man. Classic Californian. Hello, my fellow voters. You can always go back for seconds, Rocky. I could. There's quite a bit. There's quite a bit there. R.I.P. Keith. All right. I think that's it. That's all I got. So that was our winner. Or wait, I'm going to say our winner. Thank you to Keith. Always coming in here as a nice dude. Amazing Spider-Man Hooky was our winner, right? Was that the winner? Yeah, that was our winner. Hooky was with 4 votes. The last minute vote coming in from Big Boy Burgers. Spider-Man Hooky was our vote. Even though I have this facsimile edition, if I can get my hands on the actual proper sized graphic novel version, I will, because the artwork it's worth it. Like somebody like Bernie writes in, and it actually reminds me, not in style, but in scale, in wanting to see it in scale as far as level of detail and quality of art. It reminds me a lot of Shanth stuff. That's why I think him printing Nosfero at the bigger digest or bigger graphic novel size is smart, because you want to see that painted art up close. You want to see the textures. You want to see the subtlety in color, and you lose a little bit of it at this smaller scale. So yeah, if I ever find a copy of Hooky at the proper scale, I'll probably buy it, even though I have this one already. But this is cool. It's a good one. Good issue. Really cool art. And the story looks cool. Keith came in clutch. Guardian Angel of good comics. That's right. It is a good way of keeping his memory out there. Keith came in. Oh, yeah, I said that. I haven't sported the stash in many years. Mark's music. I could never grow a mustache. That's not in the cards. That's not in the Amadeus Cho cards. You know what I'm saying? Did I vote Rocky? No, I didn't. I don't think I should include my vote in this. I mean, I can tell you guys which one I like the most. Ooh, this would be a toss-up for me between The Shadow and the Superman book. I think if the Superman book didn't have the sketchbook, like the penciled version, I'd probably lean towards The Shadow. But because that Superman, I was able to get both the sketch version and the finished version in one shot, I think I'd have to go with the Superman book on that. So then that would tie the vote, and then we'd be screwed. So yeah, I don't know if my vote should count, but that's kind of probably where I would have leaned. I agree, Rocky. The larger format is needed to showcase Sean's work. Yeah, it's really smart that he did it that way. Let me find that peanut butter ramen recipe link that I said I would send 2 hours ago. Do it, Comrade Sammy. Do it. We'll see what happens. I'll have to look at that and see. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Wait, I'm going to just click on it just to see what kind of link it is. Oh my gosh. See, this is the kind of video that I don't want to turn into. Not that I feel like my videos are better than this, but yeah, this is a little bit. Oh no. I mean, I could see that being good. I could see that being good. All right, we'll see. We'll see. Bam. I did vote last time, did I? Go with The Shadow. We don't need a tie again. Let's do a tie. Oh my gosh. Don't feel obligated to wait till you reach 700 to try it, Rocky. It's honestly fire, and you should try it as soon as possible. All right, I'll look into it. I'll have to watch it closely, Comrade Sammy, and we'll see. This is me, my mom, and Maggie a couple years ago. I still look the same. I miss my girls. Oh, Mark. We miss them too. Oh, I think you showed me this picture before. Yes. Oh, look at them. Look at them. Mark, you look like an actor. Who's that actor? Gosh, who is that actor I'm thinking of? From, it's not Highway to Heaven. Seventh Heaven? Who played the dad? Was it Seventh Heaven? It's like a family. It's kind of like a wholesome family show. I think it was Seventh Heaven. It was like the dad. He kind of looked like that dude. Sean could break the tie if he would stop playing hooky. Mo pigs. The channel I sent isn't like that. Okay, I'll have to watch that. Maybe it's more artsy. But sometimes it's funny because I showed my kids, I showed the edited video of the lime jello, making the lime jello. I showed it to my daughter, and she was like clicking on the screen to see how much longer when we were like midway point. And she's like, "Are you okay if I fast forward?" And I'm like, "Do I need to? You have no sense of patience or like, to watch the whole thing through. It's not like it's like real time. It's like I edited it pretty heavily." So it also made me think of like how quick their attention span is or how short. So I did after that, then I went back and I edited it a little bit more to make it shorter. But those kind of like recipe videos, I don't want to be, or cooking. I don't even make more cooking videos. Who knows if I'm going to even make more cooking stuff. But yeah, I was just like, I'm not going to be like that. Those like quick cuts. But I kind of did that. Emo Trash says it's closer to what I did. Okay, I'll watch it. Did he? Do you know what I'm talking about? That actor? Good looking folks. Mark's music obsession. Awesome one.
Yes! That's awesome!
You missed it, awesome one. It actually was good. Awesome one. I'm not kidding. I'm not. You might actually like it. Been a long time since he's posted, but he's got a lot of recipes. I was just okay, cool. Yeah. Nino's Home. Got it. Yeah, that was the link you posted earlier. I will check it out for sure. Well, there we go. We did it. We did the lime jello. The link is in the chat, pinned at the top of the chat if you guys want to watch that process video that I threw together for making the lime jello. But my review on that's my vote of the day. My review on the lime jello is I will give it a thumbs up. It was actually quite good, quite tasty. Texture was nice. Flavors were good. Visual presentation, not so great. I don't know how you can get around that unless you maybe molded it into something interesting. But it was good. Surprisingly good. Better than I thought it would be. Better than I thought it would taste. So try it out. Try it out if you're interested. Who knows if we will do anything like that again, but it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Lindsay Rose, Comrade Sammy, for the suggestion of the recipe suggestion and also the challenge of doing it when we hit 600 subscribers, which we did. And we did it. 609 subscribers we are at right now. It's awesome. So I was hoping to like get all the like membership stuff. I'm overthinking it, you guys, but I was hoping to get it settled by this stream. But give me the weekend. It will definitely come. I'll have it set up next week for sure. It's just been a lot of things to kind of figure out, both through YouTube, but also other stuff too, like Discord and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of prep. So, but once we get it going, that will be awesome. So it'd be cool to kind of take this channel up to a different level. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me for the lime jello stream. What a treat. It was it was a little scary, but we made it. And we survived and we enjoyed it. Actually, we enjoyed it. Next Oh, someone says he unsubbed. Thank you for liking it, Rocky. No, thank you for suggesting it. Hashtag cancel Rocky. Try K-pop's tune-over. No, I won't. I think if you add one more ingredient to whatever that was, the lime jello thing, it will tip the scales in a bad direction. So I'm going to just be happy that things ended up the way they did. And we'll just leave it at that. We won't mess with something that works. I want to check out the peanut butter ramen recipe. Probably better than most comics the past 10 years, that Jello. Dang. That's a dropping the challenge there. Paint butter sounds like something Rob Arnold would dip paint chips in before eating them. It was a treat to watch you, Rocky. Comrade Sammy's big on this peanut butter ramen. We'll see. We put cheese in our ramen when we were in Korea, and it was amazing. So I love peanut butter. I am a big fan of peanut butter. So yeah, I'll try it out. But okay, thank you guys. Gone long enough. Thank you so much for joining me on this Lime Jello stream. Hit that like on your way out, please. Go watch the Lime Jello making video. Send it out to your friends. Maybe this will draw in more people. It's not going to. But I will see you guys next week. Probably next stream will be beginning of the week sometime. We're going to finish up that master study of John. Hopefully finish up that master study of the John Byrne page. Move that along. Get that page done. And move on to the next My Wednesday Comics coming to you next Wednesday. So thank you so much for being here, adding to the adventure, laughing along with me, sending me recipes. I appreciate it all. Thank you once more time for Cranberry Langers for dropping that super chat in it. He was trying to buy Lindsay Rose some time to get in, but it was well worth the super chat in my opinion. And thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you, and have a great weekend. Go make some lime jello and celebrate with your family. Right? All right. See you guys later. Take care.